First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then we win. This is exactly what is going on in the Bitcoin space at the moment. Good morning. We've got so much to get through today. This is the news with the fast facts so you can catch up, wake up and get on with your day. Nice and green through the charts there, up 3.1%. Still haven't gotten back to their 1.18, but $1.15 trillion for the whole crypto market. A lot of green there. Nice to see. Good day for everyone. I actually prefer the red days where we are. Obviously, it allows you to stack up a whole lot more, but it is nice. It's confirming to be able to see the green on the chart. Bitcoin, last 24 hours, look at that, straight up and to the right. Bitcoin's doing what Bitcoin's doing. When I woke up this morning, it's only 6 a.m. here at the minute. When I did wake up, it was above 28,000. We have dropped down to 27,977. Probably pump back up while we are on the stream. Ethereum, same deal. It's gone up 1782. High here, nearly hitting 1800. It'll reclaim it soon enough. Now, Andrew Tate owns all the Bitcoin. This is a very short video, but we have to watch it. It's absolutely incredible. This was skynews.com. Mainstream media, absolutely getting everything right, spot on as always. Taking the piss.
By the Romanian authorities. Very interestingly also here, they detail this. The money that they say they wanted to seize included €52,500, $17,000, £10,000, but also over 21 million Bitcoin. For those of you who have followed
21 million Bitcoin. That's how much the Romanian authorities wanted to receive of the top G's holding. So obviously Andrew Tate is Satoshi Nakamoto. That has been debunked now. We can rest easy. It's in good hands. A lot of things going on. China cut interest rates yesterday. The market didn't react straight away. It is pumping in the last 24 hours though, so maybe it has had a little bit of an effect. But when it happened, nothing happened, basically. So the risk-off mood is probably the market's way of telling China that a rate cut of 10 basis points is not enough to spur the slowing economy. People want more. Always about more. A couple of things here. There are reports about China readying a 1 trillion yuan stimulus package, which is big news as it relates to global liquidity. Trillion yuan is about 140 billion there. So if global liquidity is rising, Bitcoin should start to pump hard from here. Be interesting to see if they do deploy that into the market. Keep you updated with that. From China to Japan, the whole world is getting in on crypto. It's absolutely amazing. We're going to talk about what's going on in Australia, though. It's not so good. They are cutting off the payment rails pretty hard, pretty fast. But the banks are winning. This is all by design, in my opinion, obviously not financial advice. So Japan's crypto exchanges push for 10 times leverage on margin trading. If you're stuffing around with leverage, have proper risk mitigation. It depends if you're short-term or long-term. Long-term, you don't need it, yeah? Japan's crypto exchanges are urging regulators to relax, just chill out. Let us have some margin trade and restrictions lifted on popular cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. Exchanges in the country once offered leverage up to 25 times principal capital, and trading volumes reached as high as 500 billion annually in 2020, 2021, according to Bloomberg. So the push for revised margin trading caps aims to attract diverse traders, including institutional investors. I guess for institutional investors, they definitely want leverage, and anyone should be able to do whatever they want. Your money, your choice. That's the ethos of crypto. And we'll get into how Australia is trying to cut that out, which is insane. So enhance market liquidity, be exciting. I don't think leverage is a good thing for me personally. Takes me back to the day when I had more of a gambler's mentality. I think slow and steady wins the race, and that works for me. It allows me to sleep easy at night, but you do you, I'll do me. Nike brings swoosh to Fortnite's 240 million users with their Euphoria virtual experience. The only reason I'm bringing this up is if you're a gamer, you can get one of these, I guess they're like an NFT. You need to spend 10 minutes. So all Fortnite players who play this island for 10 minutes or more will receive the Air Max 186 back bling digital sneaker, which can be claimed through Swoosh as an achievement. Achievements cannot be traded or sold and do not have a monetary value. That's at this stage. People will get these as a collector item later down the track. Can you do anything with it? Maybe. Hand it out for free. If you are a gamer, you play Fortnite, why not? If you're doing it anyway. If you are playing games, hopefully you're crushing it everywhere else, not just wasting your time. So EU Commission's digital Euro bill back on track for June 28. It's in, it's out, it's in, it's out. It's really hard to keep up to date with everything they're saying, but the controversial central bank digital currency proposal had been removed from the EU's executive agenda. Now it's not. The EU Commission is back on track to publish legislation on a digital euro on June 28, so about 7 days away. 8 if you're over in the States, after the controversial topic was previously removed from the executive agenda. Plans for the CBDC has raised fears it could lead to state snooping. Never going to happen. Of course, it is never going to happen. Okay. Or usurp the status of banknotes and coins. The European Central Bank is set to take a decision later this year on whether to press ahead with the project after having examined technical details for several years. This is a funny line. It's always been on my agenda for next week, McGuinness told CoinDesk. CBDCs, regulation, all this is coming. It's nice to be made aware of it. What can you do? Bitcoin, gold, silver, whatever asset you want to get into to allocate accordingly, protect yourself, and then just chill. But with the amount of money in the regulation, it's actually overall probably not a bad thing for crypto, especially Bitcoin. We don't need to get carried away with it. Just be aware of it and then use it to our advantage. Find out what the narratives are and work within the frame of the law. It's just a game, ladies and gentlemen. Deutsche Bank applies for digital asset license in Germany as TradeFi pushes further into crypto. This is pretty big, actually, and this is exciting. We're seeing this happening more and more around the world. I love it. Absolutely love it. Do I like big banks? Do I like regulation? No, but you can't fight them. They're too big. So if they're joining us, that's absolutely awesome. It's the best of a bad situation. Banking giant Deutsche Bank AG has applied for regulatory permission to operate as a crypto custodian in Germany. The bank said Tuesday, confirmed that we have applied for a BaFin license, or BaFin. BaFin, I like that better. It's probably BaFin. BaFin. In Australia, when I was younger, we'd say like you're barfing if you're like vomiting or spewing. Back in my youth, I know that's absolutely random, but that's what that brings up in my mind here at 6 in the morning. License for crypto custody. So the bank said in February 21 that it was exploring crypto custody in order to be able to offer institutional grade hot cold storage solution with insurance grade protection. Good thing, insurance grade protection. It can get pretty scary holding your coins. I definitely encourage you to learn how to do it, but some people just don't want to take that step. Why not just go to the banks? They're used to the banks. For the majority of people, that's how we get them into the space. I know we don't think it aligns with crypto, but if they come in here, they have access to crypto, especially Bitcoin. I think that's a good thing. Digital asset custody platform, which Deutsche Bank said at the time would be launched in stages, would eventually allow users to buy and sell digital assets through prime brokers and even provide services such as taxation, valuation services, fund administration, lending, staking, voting, and more. So banks are getting into it. They are becoming the new centralized exchanges. EU Commission brushes off Data Act fears by crypto industry. Of course, new rules could kill off permissionless smart contracts. The industry worries. New data rules won't make smart contracts illegal, the European Commission has said. The industry fears the Data Act, an EU bill now being deliberated, imposes unworkable requirements that smart contracts should withstand manipulation, safety reset, and control access. But officials say there's nothing to worry about for Web3 entrepreneurs. There is no reason to fear existing smart contracts would become illegal upon the entry into force of the Data Act. we have seen what regulatory uncertainty can do to our industry in other jurisdictions. Donovan added, obviously referring to the US, multiple crypto companies are now being pursued by the SEC, and that the EU's proposed structures would probably be extremely challenging or in some cases impossible to fill. In a public permissionless context where everything is done on an open source basis and often smart contracts are deployed in a way that is truly immutable, they can actually be subsequently, well, I absolutely butchered that word, updated, pause to reverse. That's deliberately by design to create trustless transaction environments. It will be interesting to see how this comes out. Of course, they say it won't affect us, and then someone gets in that doesn't like whatever project is doing whatever, and they use this law. They just slip it in early when nobody's watching, when nobody's interested in crypto, and then later on when everything heats up and they want to attack it for whatever reason, they'd be like, bam, this is the law, get out, see you later. Gemini, moving overseas real quick to expand Asia Pacific. And there's a couple of reasons why I'm flipping all around the world. We've gone China, Japan, Germany, EU. Now we're going over to the Asia Pacific. Gemini to capture new wave of growth. Crypto exchange Gemini plans to expand into Asia Pacific, APAC, a region it sees as driving the next wave of growth for crypto. They're doing this because there is a lot of uncertainty in certain places around the world. In the US, we are starting to see it over here in Australia, the uncertainty. So we will see more and more people go to the UAE, the EU, places where the laws and the regulation are known. They just need to know the rules of the game and they can work around them, work with them. Good morning to Can Do Racing in the chat. Hope you're having a good morning. Good to see you live. So Australian payment provider Cuscal imposes new restrictions on crypto. Australians, we expect to be able to spend our money and use our assets as we choose without undue restrictions. I think that's the right of every human being. If you work for your money, you earn your money. However you get your money, whether it's good or bad, right or wrong, I don't care. If you've got hold of it, actually, if you're getting it in a bad way, a wrong way, I do care. Stop it. Be a good person. But if you're getting money in the right way, you should be able to spend it however you please, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else. Now, they don't think so. Last month, Cuscal cut off payment service to Binance Australia. We know about that. At the time, Binance Australia said that it will no longer be able to facilitate Australian dollar bank transfers using PayID, blaming Cuscal without naming it. Australia's blockchain industry has denounced recent restrictions by local banks on crypto payments and invited platforms like Cuscal and government stakeholders to a round-table discussion on June 27 to discuss the issue. 6 days away here in Australia. I will keep you updated as that progresses because it's pretty interesting. I know we're a small economy, but we're still part of the G20, and it's interesting to me because I live here and I am an advocate for freedom and for a choice. So some people may not be interested in Australia, but if we see it in one place, like we see Australia lock down Binance and then the US goes after it, and we are part of the Five Eyes. So there is a little bit of information going back and forth, and maybe we are front running what the US is doing and we're probably getting dictated from the powers that be. So some of the requirements: 24-hour hold and first-time inbound payments of any size, real-time verification, user's identity, unspecified transaction limits on crypto exchange platforms. I'm all good with the 24-hour hold for the first inbound payment. Verification of your identity, that's all good, but unspecified transaction limits, you can't unspecify how much I can spend of my own money. That is, it's not fair. And in Australia, we say fair go, mate. It should be the land of the free. And with these things coming out, this is insane. But there'll be workarounds, and as soon as I find them, I'll let you know. The new requirements within the frame of the law, yeah? The new requirements appear to only be targeted to digital currency exchanges. Blockchain Australia support efforts to enhance and promote secure digital transactions, still preserving users' freedom to decide how do they spend their own money and use their own assets. In a time of growing economic uncertainty, scams and frauds across the economy are expected to increase. Australians rightly expect businesses they deal with to pitch in to help tackle this problem, but they also expect to be able to spend their money and their assets as they choose without undue restrictions. That's great. People need to be babied, and if they get into a scam, they want someone to cry to be able to sort it out. Maybe the bank just needs to put a warning. If you are sending money to a crypto exchange, there is no refunds. That's on you. 100% responsibility, accountability. If they tell people that and people still go, then it's the individual's choice, and nobody needs to protect anybody. Now, back to the good news. Let's race through this really quickly. Bitcoin, so much is becoming a liquid 147,000 coins a month, and signal is a signal of steady accumulation. The market appears to be in a period of quiet accumulation. Bitcoin flowing into wallets controlled by liquid entities or network participants with little to no spending history at the fastest rate in 6 months, indicating the basis for accumulation from long-term investors. Glassnode's a liquid supply chain metric measures number of coins held by liquid wallets on a specific date compared with the same date the previous month, rose to 147,000 plus on Monday, most since December 19. The total held by liquid entities has jumped to a record high, 15,207,843 Bitcoin. 15 million. There's only 21 million. Andrew Tate has the 21 million, remember? I have put that full video below in the description, so check it out. With the tally increasing by 215,000 Bitcoin in the past 4 weeks alone. That's absolutely huge. A lot coming out. We talked about the Bank of International Settlements yesterday. Just really quickly, they released more information. And listen to this. It's a unified ledger proposal for cross-border tokenized asset transactions. But the way they talk about it is it's so off the ethos of crypto. You'll probably get a good laugh about it. Bank for International Settlements released a chapter on the future of the monetary system, discusses a new type of financial market infrastructure, a unified ledger. Okay, the BIS proposal harnesses central bank digital currency, CBDCs, and tokenized assets into a new type of financial market infrastructure. This is the unified ledger, which would be powered by application programming interfaces, APIs. Now, the collapse of crypto and the faltering progress of other tokenized projects underline a key lesson. The success of tokenization rests, listen to this, on the foundation of trust provided by central bank money and its capacity to knit together key elements of the financial system. These people are, you fill in the blank there. Absolutely amazing, incredible, well-talented, very well-rounded, clever individuals. Back over to Australia here. And I wanted to break it up a little bit. So they're cutting off the payment rails, but 31% of young Aussies hold crypto despite being risk adverse. And that's me. I don't really like risk. Bitcoin, I'm into some altcoins. It's not really the time now, but you use the altcoins to get more Bitcoin. It can work out really well, and it does work out really well. But this is pretty interesting. So before, banks trying to cut Australian off how they spend their money, more and more people are getting interested in it. In an Australian investor study from the Australian Securities Exchange, 46% of next generation investors, 18 to 24, describe themselves preferring stable returns, yet 31% of them invested substantially in Bitcoin. The apparent financial conservatism of younger investors is at odds with their level of investment in cryptocurrency. Maybe everyone's just woken up to the fact that the fiat system is done for. Housing prices in Australia are so overinflated. Where I live, we couldn't afford to live where we live if we were to buy now. It's insane. Since COVID is already an expensive house, and where it is now, it becomes so unattainable for so many people. People start to understand the power of crypto, what it can do, and they just want to get out of the traditional system, because It has both good and bad sides, but the can just keeps getting kicked down the road. And when we see a crash, it's probably going to be pretty big. Now, Cathie Wood, bullish on Coinbase stocks and believes Bitcoin will reach $1 million. I think Cathie Wood's great long-term vision. She's not going to get everything right. She is still holding firm with her Coinbase reasoning. So why she's still bullish? Because she put in 17 million at the time when she bought it. This was the 6th of June. She added to that position. So she's still bullish because the SEC enforcement will lead Coinbase to become the only game in town when it comes to cryptocurrency exchanges in the US. Of course, this assumes that Coinbase will triumph in its own legal battles with the SEC. BlackRock is using Coinbase for custody of their Bitcoin, so maybe Cathie Wood is onto something, and she's a pretty incredible woman. So I'd definitely watch what she's doing. Citadel Fidelity-backed EDX crypto exchange has gone live really quickly here. I just want to show you that all these big financial institution players are jumping into the space, and we're getting so caught up in the noise of the centralized exchanges, Binance, Coinbase, even like Gemini and stuff moving overseas. We want native crypto exchanges. I understand that, but these big players are coming in, and it will bring in larger amounts of money, institutional grade money, and that's really what's going to take us up over time. Short term, it does lead to a whole lot more volatility because they're trading. EDX is a company backed by some of the biggest players in Wall Street, like Citadel Securities, Fidelity, and Schwab. Citadel Securities is the biggest market maker in the United States, while Citadel and Fidelity are large players in the brokers industry. So EDX is a new non-custodial cryptocurrency exchange, has gone live and is already executing orders for its clients. According to the Wall Street Journal, the company will make the official announcement about its operations later on Tuesday. So that's obviously going to come out today for everyone. Later on this week here, I was going to have Stephen on for Swan. We are going to do that video probably next Monday. I will put that out. Join us on Twitter. I'll keep you updated at SeanClark911. Have a very beautiful day. Subscribe if we vibe. The news with fast facts. Enjoy yourself. Be blessed.